Hello my dear children, you are welcome to English time. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. What we discussed in our previous class, do you remember? Yes, it's about family, isn't it? So, I repeat the question. How many members are there in your family? 3, 4 or 5? Your answers will be different. There can be more members or sometimes less members. Your answers will be different. Right. I think I give a task to do. What's that? To draw a family tree and finish it. I know all of you draw that picture, right? Okay, however, today you can see a picture, a cartoon in your textbook, page number 10. There is a title also about that cartoon. What's that? Did you read it? Yes, Life with Grandfather. That's actually the title of a story that we are going to study today, written by famous cartoonist Shankar. Have you heard about him? Have you heard about cartoonist Shankar? Okay, who is a cartoonist? A person who draws cartoon is called a cartoonist. In such a way, cartoonist Shankar is popular as a cartoonist. Do you like cartoons? Yes, all of us like cartoons. Everybody likes cartoons. We can see cartoons in the newspapers, magazines and so on. Did you read it? Sometimes you may read it or not, whatever it may be. Now, here is a video for you about cartoonist Shankar. Let's watch it.
Who was born in Kerala. Finishing his graduation, he reached Bombay to execute his vision. He was born with a wonderful talent to draw cartoons. His first cartoon was drawn on his class teacher in a sleeping posture in his school days itself. Reaching Bombay, he joined as a clerk, but his passion to draw cartoons made him draw at least 2 to 3 cartoons every day. His cartoons initially got published in Bombay Chronicle and the Free Press mostly. Later, for Bombay Horizon and for a weekly started by Horniman from England. One day, Bombay Chronicle published half a page full of his cartoons, which led Shankar to fame. Pothan Joseph, a fellow Keralite who was an editor and columnist, seeing Shankar while he was travelling by a bus, stopped the bus, got down and appreciated him for his great work. Very soon, Pothan Joseph became the editor of the Hindustan Times Daily and recruited Shankar as a cartoonist, which took him to Delhi. Shankar didn't leave anyone, including the viceroys, and everyone admired him for his creation. Sir Stafford Cripps requested for all the 17 cartoons published on him in 20 sets so that he would send it to all his friends. Lord Willingdon once called him to his home and introduced to Lady Willingdon, who happily requested if Shankar could shorten the nose of Lord Willingdon. Shankar had the deepest insight of his work that he got appreciations from many. Jawaharlal Nehru in 1937 itself wrote, "How many of us have waited from day to day for Shankar's cartoons? How many of us have turned to the page of the daily containing his cartoons before we have seen the news of the day? His cartoons have not only given us pleasure but a new insight into the current events. For a true cartoonist is not just a maker of fun, but one who sees the inner significance of an event and by a few master strokes impresses it on the readers. Slowly Shankar turned from a political cartoonist to the one who fights to bring some change in children. So only he was called as the Ace Crusader for Children. He held an international children's competition in drawing and writing in 1948.
What are the ideas that you got from this video? That's about our writer, cartoonist Shankar, isn't it? What is his real name? Yes, his real name is Keshava Shankara Pillai. Keshavan Shankara Pillai is the real name of our cartoonist Shankar. Is he a Malayali? Yes, he is a Malayali. Children, do you know one thing? Yes, he started Children Book Trust. And he wrote a book also. The name of that book is Life with Grandfather. A part of that story is given in your textbook, in your 6th standard textbook. The picture that we see or the cartoon that we see earlier is a part of that story. Children, I am going to ask simple questions regarding that cartoon. Are you ready? Okay. Whose family is this? Yes, it's a family of Raja. Who is Raja? The boy in that cartoon is Raja. Who are the other members in that picture? Yes, his grandparents. What about his father and mother? Is the man in that picture is his father? We don't know the answers. The answers to all these questions are there in the story. So, we have to read that story to find out the answers to all these questions. So, let's read that. You please listen to me carefully.
My home. Everybody called me Raja. It is not my real name, but I liked being called Raja. I lived with my grandfather and grandmother. They were my guardians. My mother died when I was young. My father left me with my grandparents, who brought me up. We lived in a large house, but we were a small family. There were grandfather, grandmother, uncle, and I. We had many relatives, but they lived in their own houses. Grandfather was a tall, strong man. He always spoke in a loud voice. He knew everyone in the village. People respected him. They came to him for advice and help. Grandmother was kind and gentle. She took good care of me. She would follow me like a shadow, saying, "Drink this milk," or "Eat your food," or "Have your bath," or "Go to bed." I did not like this, but still I loved her very much. My uncle was young and very clever. He helped grandfather in looking after his fields and gardens. People liked him and I too liked him very much. Whenever I was in trouble, uncle would come to my help. At home, I did not have any friends to play with. Grandfather did not like my going out to play with other children. He believed that I would be spoiled if I did so. Other children did not like to come to our house because they were afraid of grandfather.
Dear children, it's my question. What will Raja do during his free time? You can guess your answers and write it in your notebook. Okay, and you can underline the tough words or sentences while reading, and you can find out the meaning of tough words using the glossary given in your textbook, page number 34. Okay, if you have any other doubts, you can clarify it during the time of Google Meet. Okay, today you have another task, that is read the story so far and find out the major points in that story so far. അതായത് ആ സ്റ്റോറി വായിച്ചിട്ട് ഇതുവരെ നിങ്ങൾ വായിച്ച ഇത്രയും ഭാഗത്തുള്ള മേജർ പോയിന്റ്സ്, മെയിൻ പോയിന്റ്സ് നിങ്ങൾ എഴുതി വയ്ക്കുക. Okay, dear children, that's enough for today. We can meet again in the next class. Till then, bye.